Hello everybody, Twitch Nitro here, and welcome to another map making video. This is going to be a quick update video, most likely, or hopefully quick, discussing where I've been and what I've been working on in this a while since my previous video. So, in the previous video, I mentioned that I'd started work on Patchwork Peril 2. I'm just going to get right in front of it and mention that I'm not currently working on Patchwork Peril 2, and the reason for that is about a month or a month and a half after that previous video. I was slowing down with my making of it. I was running into problems with how I wanted to work on different aspects of the game and how I was going to actually bring those into reality, because I have not worked on Minecraft maps for a very long time, as you know, and there's been a lot added to the game in recent years, so I wasn't confident in my ability to properly create what I wanted. So what I needed was a test game, something I could make in the meantime that would use all of these sorts of new things that are added, functions and data packs and things like that. So I wanted to make a data pack game. It was around this time that one of my friends who owns a realm invited me to his realm, and I was still thinking about how I was going to do Patchwork Peril at this time. And while on the server playing a little bit of survival with some people occasionally and goofing around there, I figured, hey, why don't I just make a data pack game, and we can all play it, me and my friends on that realm server. And of course, I'm not just going to make it for me and my friends. I'm going to release it in the end when it's ready. But I figured it would allow me to mess around for a little. So I came up with an idea. I thought it was going to be a bit of a quick idea, you know, something lightweight. But I really wanted to learn and keep up with stuff. So fast forward to now, a few months after that. And so I've been working on this new game, which I'm calling Squishy Squad. That's the current name, and probably will be the release name as well for it. And I'm actually quite far ahead in the development. I feel a little guilty not recording as much. I'm probably going to release... there's a video I've had for a while that was just a clip that I shared with some people that I kept privated, and it's just a 2-minute clip. And if you do see on my channel this 2-minute clip being made public, I'm going to leave the link to that clip in this description if I do make it public. You can check out that. That's showing off one of the mechanics that I had to create for this game. But I do want to give you a quick tour of what it is. So this is the world that I'm currently using to store structures and stuff to work on for the thing. So if I go into spectator modes and go into here, this is one of the structures that will spawn in the game type of the world. So Squishy Squad is a team-based game that you're going to be able to play on a server, or even put it up onto your own personal realms, because that's where I've been testing it primarily. Or even you should be able to open it up to your LAN, and it'll have two teams, currently two teams, a red team and a blue team, and both teams have their own slime. And at the start of the game, you go out into the world with your slime, you set up your base, and then you can go and you can do these sort of custom dungeons that will appear in the world to get loot. You build defenses for your slime, find out where your enemy base has set up their slime, and then you go and squish their slime. A pretty simple premise. I've got a couple of things coded into it to try and make it as fun as possible. This is a sort of center for the diagonal dungeon. These are some structures. Actually, it's probably best if you see them in situ. So let's go over to my other test world quickly. So if I save and quit from here to my single player, not the creative plan world, the Squishy Squad, yes. Patchwork Peril 2 down here. Oh, haven't worked on it in ages. I'll get back to it. I'm going to do Patchwork Peril, but I'm going to do Patchwork Peril after this. What's giving me anything? Oh, okay, it's my night vision. Night vision. Night vision. Let's just give myself, like, yeah. There we go. Hide particles. Am I good? Yeah, I'm good. Good. God, this is what happens when you're developing games in world. You end up with command block platforms just littering the landscape. test structures being spawned in, random skeletal horses which can move very quickly. You'll be able to find those probably in the game as well. So when you start the game, you'll oh yes, ignore the drained ocean. There's the results of accidents while testing. I'm probably going to do more videos going into some of the mechanics in detail. If you want that, please let me know. If you see anything in the video that you find particularly cool or want to know how it works, I'm willing to do a more in-depth discussion. So this is the spawn platform as it spawns in. You've got a simple team selection here. I think everything should work in this world. This is my test world, so the data pack that's running in this has sort of everything that I'm currently working on rammed into it. So certain parts work, certain parts don't. Actually, I think there's a command block up here I should turn off before I go any further with explaining it. There we go. It's just this game tick. It shouldn't be working yet. So yeah, you can turn a player in creative mode can turn on your team selection, and you can go into these areas and you can display. You get your health. The team health display on the side shows your teammates. If you look at the side of my screen here, this will be the different teammates on your team. In the last test, me and my friends did. That didn't work. I had to turn it off, but it's in my to-do list for the next patch of this game to fix those problems. Over here we have an options book. The options book gives you the timing for the base locator. So it's like the time until the players are given a compass to locate their opponent's base. This means that if the game is going on too long, like if neither team can find the enemy base, you will get a compass that will tell you exactly where it is, and both teams get this compass. The play area is currently a 3,000 block area, so it's a 3,000 out that way, 3,000 out that way, 3,000 out that way, and 3,000 out that way. And the center of the map, if you press F3, it's always at 0, 0. This platform will spawn in at 0, 0, this slime thing, and you can go on a team. Actually, I don't want to be on red team. I want to be on blue team for the test. Okay. Blue team. There's a button up here you can press to start the game. Any of the options. Down here is... this room used to have lots of command blocks in it when I was first running the game, but as I've scripted this game, I've moved very, very much into functions, which are essentially scripts that exist outside of the actual loaded game, but run in the game as sort of command blocks, but not command blocks, right? It's like programming or scripting for a website. It's really cool. I've really enjoyed learning the ins and outs of it, and I'm pretty confident with it now. At the top of my screen, you can see the red base health and the blue base health. I shouldn't technically have both of these up here right now. That's a testing bug from this world. You'll only see your team's health when, wherever you are in the world, you'll see your team's health. And when you get near your opponent's base, you'll then see their base health, so you can see what you're attacking. But right now, the only functional command block down here is this pregame handler thing that runs this function. It's the vestigial command block. It's like the only command block that runs in the actual world. Until certain other commands. Because I've been programming this as I go along, or scripting it as I go along, I don't really like to call it programming too much. It is more of a scripting language than is any sort of actual code programming. But yeah, as I've been going along, obviously some of the early things that I implemented, one of the first things I made was this team selection, and it's I need to stay near it. There we go. And of course, this I sort of programmed in when I was still sort of learning. So there's a lot in the... When this actually finally releases, there's probably going to be a lot in there, which honestly probably isn't up to my standard, my current standard. And then there'll be some things in there that are up to my standard. So let's start a game and you can see how it starts. So as you can see, I'm in creative mode right now. I've got my options book. It's the daylight is ticking away. But if I press this... all players get teleported into the world. Look, there's a Squishy Squad announcement in the bottom corner here in chat that you get. You get regeneration just quickly at the start. You get 30 minutes of night vision at the start of the game. You get put into adventure mode, and you get tools which can be used to, you know, move certain blocks in the world while you go out there. You get some cooked chicken. I don't think cooked chicken should glow, no. And you get your slime, your base slime. So let's cheat the game and go into creative quickly so I can float around. This is one of the structures that will spawn in the world. I've ran the start game command so many times in this world now that there are these structures everywhere. This is one of the piglin outposts. These will spawn randomly. There'll be 5 of these somewhere within the area, and they give you a lot of gold. Technically, you have access to pigmen and the piglins in the old overworld, so you can, I suppose you can probably give them the gold, right? Well, not blocks, they don't like those. Well, I mean, they like them, but they won't trade, I don't think, with them. The loot tables and the crafting systems have been changed in this. You get a couple of custom crafts available to you that you can use for your team. This is very embarrassing. My, there we go. My keyboard is currently, like, broken, and, oh, God. Okay, I'm not pressing that forward button. There we go. My keyboard's currently broken. Every now and then it turns off, and I didn't want that to happen during the recording, but of course it did. So there's some custom commands. You get a gravel to flint command, so you don't have to waste time doing it. There's a different fermented spider eye craft, so you can work on that. There's a spawner craft, so you can make spawners. 2 different phantom membranes. That's another thing you can get as well. Bottles of enchanting. If you take empty glass bottles and put them in your first slot of your hotbar and then hover over them, it will convert your EXP. So I have 39 levels. You probably could have seen that in the video before I went into the creative mode. Let's get away from them. They're noisy. You're noisy. So now I have 30 bottles of enchanting. So that's a good, a sort of easy way of getting bottles of enchanting. And there are various trades that you have in the game. You can also get a slime block for things. You know, little things to make your life easier. Wool to string, and 2 bits of gravel into 4 bits of sand, that kind of thing. And of course there's some random loot and some less than random loot. Let's put down our blue slime base. So when you put down the base, it'll clear the area quickly. It'll give you, well, that I kept the egg because I was in creative, obviously, but and it will give you these 2 traders that you can trade with. One of the traders will trade you things like Team Defender or the turrets or a box of eggs. So you can right-click on spawners with eggs to change the spawner. And so by giving players access to a box of eggs, you can do that. And then, of course, a really good obsidian trade here that can speed up your time to get into the nether if you want to, or even you can use it just to defend your base. There's some trades in here, particularly the base heal trades. You can pause on the video, obviously, if you need to see any of these trades, but the base heal trade, you can throw it and you can heal your base. Your base at the top, if you see here, again, the display is currently bugged a little, but you should only be able to see the blue team health when you're near the blue team while you are the blue team, right? Or not while you're near, but anywhere in the world if you're on blue team. But here it'll have like 3 pips, so it actually has 300 health currently, and you can heal it up to 1,000. So one of your goals after starting should probably be to have one of your teammates or you work towards getting some base heals and healing up your base. Let's actually give myself some diamonds. The trade prices for these might change, but right now in testing I found that the team defenders and stuff are fairly good being costed at a diamond. So if I just actually, yeah, there we go. So this is like the maximum number of defenders you can get, and this is the maximum number of turret builds you can get. So if I right click one of these, there we go, it summons a defender. So this guy is basically a skeleton that you can equip with anything you want. I'm going to throw him some of my stuff. There we go. Hey, come back here. Oh, okay, whatever. He'll be friendly to you and your team, but he'll be hostile to the enemy team. put those on. Get yourself dressed. There we go. He's ready for combat now. He's ready to defend. I haven't implemented anything yet to control where these guys are. I will be doing that. There was in an earlier version of the game, but it just didn't work properly in testing. So what you'll be able to do is sort of bring them with you and move where you put them, and bring them to your the enemy base even to attack the enemy base. This is a turret, so putting a turret in the world, it is just, you know, basically a these guys won't attack you either, and it's a guardian, and it'll shoot the enemies that are near it. Don't worry about like this underneath it. You could spawn these in midair if you wanted, and it's not going to break the little sort of turret pad that it's standing on. And of course, if you kill them, it will clean up everything itself as well. So all that works. Let's teleport back to spawn. Actually, that was a good opportunity for me to show you another thing. You get trigger commands for home and spawn. So if I trigger home, after I think it's about 10 seconds of not taking damage, I will, or is it 5 seconds? It might be 5 seconds of not taking damage. I will spawn back on the platform. And and it's the same going back to spawn. While you're at spawn, you can't hurt other players or anything like that. You can't hurt other players within this small area. And you're actually in adventure mode when you're near the spawn, but you're in survival when you move away. I'm going to just quickly grab something out of this little cheaty chest that exists underneath here. There we go. I've grabbed the red base slime. Let's throw down the red base slime somewhere. Okay, so there should be a red base slime and a blue base slime in the world. I think should work properly. Yeah, I think it's detected. Is it detected? Game tick has engaged. Yep. Oh, okay. This command didn't work. I'll have to look at that later. That's broken. I'll add that to my list. So that's meant to give you an alert when both teams have their bases down. So this is the enemy team works in the exact same way. You can purchase things. You can sell some stuff for diamonds. Yeah. And so now, like both teams, so if I move away from that, there we go. At the top of my screen now, only blue base exists. Lastly, the last thing I want to show, this is actually shown in my little thing. If I kill myself, there we go. Spawn back at spawn, that's good. Quickly hop over here. I'll grab something along the way. Okay. So when you die, you'll have a zombie spawn. It'll have weakness at first for about 30 seconds after it spawn. I'm probably going to increase that, so it can't hurt anybody. And when people die with stuff on them, they'll die as a zombie like this, so it'll protect their stuff. If you die in the end over the side, it will spawn it on the end platform. If you die in lava, they are fireproof. They can drown in the water, but they won't. You know, you can still get your stuff back from them. And all you have to do is kill them, and all your stuff will be given back to you, as it was. And you'll get a player head as well. I thought about removing the player head so it doesn't drop, but I like it. And I like the fact that people can sort of keep a head count, or become like a headhunter in the game. So yeah, this is just a little sort of taster of what I've been working on. I might upload some bits of gameplay footage, and again, if you want any more in-depth discussion about how some of this stuff works, I'm willing to sort of show the functions and stuff that are behind it, and how I managed to get it to work. In here, it's just some of the loot that you get as well, because there are bosses. Oh, there's one last thing, one final thing. Just to wet your whistles a little on, I think I probably should have started with these things because I think they're cool, but nope, that's incorrect. It's at 2000. So on each of the cardinal directions from spawn, F3N to set myself spectator. On each of the cardinal directions from spawn, there are these structures, these citadels that spawn. And then on the diagonals, so in the 1500, 1500, and on the cardinals at 2000, there are other structures as well, and these are fixed structures. They'll always be at 2,000 blocks out in any of the cardinal directions, and there's a boss in the top that you can fight. Oh, I killed the boss here previously. Bad example. I'd already killed this boss, so you'll have to stick around to find out what the boss is. But yeah, so you have to sort of attack in, and there's lots of chests and goodies that you can find. There's items all over the floor right now because reasons, testing, other stuff. But yeah, they'll have like these randomized sort of buildings and houses around, and it's of course full of pillagers, and there are spawners which can spawn other baddies, and like these big houses that also have various little tricks and stuff up their sleeves, and good loot for your team. And of course, there's only 4 of these in the world, so each of the teams are incentivized to go there. Also, the vanilla bosses in the game, the Ender Dragon and the Wither, also have their own loot as well to incentivize players to go and take on those bosses. Is this correct? Alright, this is the one that I've been testing on. This doesn't look natural at all. Let's go to the negative one and see if this one looks better for the camera. Okay, this one looks slightly better. These glitches down here I've worked on. That's already been fixed by me. Yeah, so this is it in its natural habitat. This is the structure that you saw in the previous world at the beginning. And of course down here we have some very bad nasties defending the place, and also some loot inside this chest. Ooh, what could be in there? Well, you'll have to find out, and it's also fairly random. It changes each time. So yeah, this is what I've been working on instead of squishy squads, to get my skills back up to snuff. And it's been actually really fun. Really fun testing, really fun doing it. And I've been taking my time, and I do regret not getting this video out sooner, but here we are. So I hope you all have a wonderful day whenever you're watching this video, and stay tuned for the next one. And again, if you have any ideas or you have any questions, feel free to ask in comments, and I shall reply as soon as I can. Okay, so see you all. Bye.